Hi, my name is Christelle de Toy. I'm representing Gateway News, an African Christian news portal. If your offer still stands to entertain our questions, as long as we have them, I can take you up on that. But for now, just two questions. You noted as you started speaking in a speech today that the public confidence in the judiciary is based on your moral authority. Following from that, I'd like to ask you about the role of judicial activism in decisions in the court. Is it a reality? What are the boundaries? And perhaps also with that, to what extent one can and two does judges' own worldviews influence their work?
Thank you very much. Judicial activism is permissible, but there are bounds within which we all must operate as we become activists. And I believe the South African courts have largely embraced judicial activism because there are times when the situation cries out for judicial intervention, but when you look at the laws and even the Constitution, there doesn't seem to be any clear-cut answer flowing from the regulatory framework. I'll give you an example. The IEC matter that came here just before the local government elections, there was a risk, a real constitutional crisis looming in the horizon, in that if we were not to allow the elections to be proceeded with without the updated voters, the national voters roll, there was going to be total chaos because the term of office of those people were coming to an end, and before it comes to an end, the elections must be held. Now, the dictates of judicial activism kicked in to say this is one of those few cases where we must bend over backwards in the exercise of our Section 172 powers in the Constitution to avert a constitutional crisis. Meaning, you must be realistic as a judge when you deal with the issues. Don't live in an ivory tower. Never assume that you are a victim of the law all the time. The demand of the times may well be such that you've got to dig deep until you find that answer on the strength of which a crisis might be averted. And occasionally it's just a matter of an injustice likely to flow from the strict application of the law. Happily, we have the kind of constitution that we have. You look up to it and say, what avenue, what possible avenue does the Constitution, particularly Section 174 or 172, allow me to use in order to address this problem? We believe, that's the terminology that I often use, and some of my colleagues, we believe in substantive justice. At the end of the day, be satisfied that you are not overly theoretical about life issues that touch human beings. Be realistic and look for solutions that will properly deliver justice to the people. But all this, as I said, must be done within the context of separation of powers. That is why, as and when I believe that a strong message needs to be articulated in relation to separation of powers, I never care about the possible backlash. You know why? The only thing that will sustain the judiciary is that moral authority. The public must never get a sense that when there are strong voices pushing us to decide in a particular way, we will bend over backwards to accord, to ensure that to align rather, our decision with the voices. We must never be mistaken as doing that, because the public will analyze our judgments. There are lawyers, but even those who are not lawyers can analyze anything that is based on logic. And once they get to the point where there is a disconnect between the facts, the law, and the conclusion, even if they don't say it out loud, they will begin to question our integrity. And that will have some impact on our moral authority. Once they realize that when certain parties are involved in court, either all or some of us are always deciding in favor of those parties or those interests, you can actually predict in advance, so and so and so and so are going to decide in this manner. That will lead to the erosion of the moral authority that is grounded on an unshakable commitment to impartiality, dispensing of justice without fear, favor, or prejudice. That is why among the three arms of the state, we are the only one required to exercise impartiality, to be independent, not to harbor any prejudice or fear, because there are many dangers out there. You can be called, all sorts of things can happen to you. If I tell you the things that happened to me earlier as a judge, you won't even believe it, even a death threat, because I decided against some powerful people in my capacity as judge president back in the Northwest. So it's not for no good reason that you have there without fear, because some people will seek to induce fear. Part of that fear engendering mechanism is to single you out for unprecedented attack. They will call you a criminal. They will call you as a lawbreaker. They will do all sorts of things. You know why? To set an example for others. To say, if you don't decide the way we want you to decide, we will deal with you the way we have dealt with Mogoeng. So absolute independence, regardless of who is involved, is essential. Now, naturally, we are not completely washed off our backgrounds. That is why when you look at the judgments of this court that touch on our history, you are likely to find a different voices manifesting. It's not because any of us is bad. No. Your orientation, your background gives you the kind of perspective that others who do not share that background might not have. So that's how much of an influence our backgrounds have. Look at the justices, for instance, of the U.S. Supreme Court. Invariably, if a person is of Republican orientation or Democratic orientation, with very few exceptions, people decide along the lines of their background, unashamedly. And I think it fundamentally has to do with the deep-seated seed planted over the years by your background in your world outlook.
Thank you very much, Chief Justice. That brings us to the end of the briefing.